We're back in the parks for our weekly construction update, and we've got a major change coming to standby at Runaway Railway. We've got some awesome shots of the quickly evolving downtown Disney construction site, Space Mountain, Golden Horseshoe, and more. But first, let's stop at the Pixar Place Hotel, where things are looking a lot better than they were when we were there last. And we'll start with this, the back side of the hotel. This has been closed off for quite a long time. And they have reopened it recently to reveal some new pavers down there. It's that path. It's very Pixar, very colorful Pixar-themed path installed along the back side of the hotel. Are those black and white? Are those Pixar balls black and white? Okay, that's wild. You know what those are? Those are lights. That's what that is. They're not supposed to be colorful. At any rate, this looks delightful. I really like this. This is obviously an improvement over plain white concrete, which is what we had here before. And when I was talking about things looking a lot better than they were when we first checked this place out, it's because they weren't done, obviously. So they're making things look more and more, they're giving it that Pixar vibe, which is good. Like that wall over there. I know it's just a blue circle and a yellow circle, but I mean, doesn't it feel fun? I think it does, right? It looks fun. It looks very Pixar. Is Pixar-y a word? I want to call it Pixar-y. But I'm really digging this. I'm really digging the colored pavers down there. Let's take a look inside. This is not the front entrance. Again, this is the back entrance, so it's going to look a little different than what you might be used to. But right away, all this art on the wall, Buzz there, the drawing, the pencil drawings, that's new. This was just a plain wall before. I really like it. I like the simple color, just the line drawing on a solid colored background. There's Remy. I dig this quite a lot, actually. I know it. Wow, look at that. We got a red one back there. Who is that? Is that Turning Red? Yeah, Turning Red. There you go. And oh my gosh, Edna there. Oh wow. Okay, so this is the stairs going up to the rooms. Oh my gosh, that looks lovely. Now that's Soul back there. I like the way that now this has got a little bit more color. There's some more shades here. You got the light. This looks, oh, they got a jazz piano down there. I wonder if is that who they were doing a casting call. Hold that thought. They were doing a casting call for a jazz pianist. I wonder if that's what could it be? Because they did live stuff there before, back when it was the Paradise Pier Hotel. I gotta start over. Let's get back to the beginning. Let's come back inside again, because I really enjoyed that. Now, the one thing I'm concerned about, though, is that I'm an adult and I have a very specific aesthetic in terms of what I like, the solid, minimalist design. I'm not exactly sure if that's for families, but this is for me, anyway. I do like it. I like the lights up there. And I like I like that little sitting area right there. It's also a little bit mid-century, which again, that's something that they were going with the DVC Tower and what they're going with downtown Disney. It's very mid-century. Plain, simple, red background with Edna mode, and then it gets a little bit more color here with Soul. I really am enjoying this. I hope that kids and the families like this as well. Maybe they'll like this Luca art right there. I mean, that looks great. That wasn't there before. That looks great. I'm enjoying that. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's behind the curtain there, but that's check-in over there on the left. We've seen that before. That was pretty much done. And then here's okay, so Liz didn't know, I don't think, that there was a mobile missing from the entrance, so I might have to have her go back. But right here in this last frame, there's supposed to be a mobile hanging from the skylight there as you enter and exit the main entrance. We'll come back for that. We'll also come back to see what's going on with Great Maple Restaurant down there at the end of the hall, which she didn't realize she was supposed to go down there either. Oh, Liz. But she did check out the construction from the front, and we're getting somewhere. That's the roof of the location right there. And you can see right now, right there, you can see the Great Maple sign has been installed. Modern, okay, so she's really short. Modern American food I'm going to go for. But there you go. There's the Great Maple Restaurant sign. If you're staying at the DVC Tower Hotel, you're going to have to cross the street and go to the Pixar Place Hotel if you want to get some dinner. Or downtown Disney, I guess. Man, I just can't believe ain't nowhere to eat at the Disneyland Hotel, except for Tangaroa Terrace, which is great, but you know what I mean? Like, how that's just not good enough. While we're in the area, let's check in on that construction work that was happening at the entrance, or I should say the Downtown Disney bag check as you entered Downtown Disney. This, I suspect, could be related to, you know, the updates that they're doing to Downtown Disney, though it's possible or probable that it's not. It's just that's the road surface basically there. Even though cars don't go here anymore, that was road surface before. I wonder maybe if they're updating that to not be road surface now, because I've never seen a single vehicle on that path, except for maybe like a golf cart type situation. So here's to hoping they do something a little more useful and guest friendly there. Doesn't look like they're very far either. Like they haven't gotten very far and whatever, because it looks about the same as we left it a few weeks ago. Okay, we got some really great shots from the street team this week. These are taken from the Disneyland Hotel, the Adventure Tower. Here's a shot looking over the Din Tai Fung restaurant, which is great. There, you know, the little lip of that roof is still under or in progress. Lots of things happening down there at the Guitar Pick stage. We're now expecting what they're doing down there is probably something like lighting effects. I'm really looking forward to seeing this. I was just staring at it while I was recording this commentary. I'm just staring at it. I'm like, that's gonna look great. That's gonna be. I can't wait to see how this winds up looking. But again, I'm a nerd for this kind of design, so I hope other people enjoy it as well. They are applying what looks to be possibly a final surface on the top of the Guitar Pick stage. And again, I'm just really curious to see what they're going to be doing below grade there. I feel like it's going to be lighting effects. That's my guess. Here's a look at the other Guitar Pick stage in front of the very large rectangular Best Buy shaped building. That's coming along quickly, and you're definitely seeing more definition than we've seen before in terms of how the stores are going to be cut out. As we've mentioned, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different retail locations are going to be installed here. And there's probably, I think there's going to be more than just these 5, but we'll stay tuned. Because you've got room for more, you got a little bit of room for more on either side of that building. In the dirt lot here, which we couldn't ride the monorail, by the way, this week. It kept being closed on us. It was too hot. So we don't have any monorail picks from this week, but there's space here on its left, although they have not done any sort of prep work, no foundation work or anything there. And there's space on the right, which hopefully we'll get to, but they are working on that space over there. And it looks like this is a longer view now of Din Tai Fung, and I'm seeing a perimeter being developed, a little ditch. Let's get closer. Look at that, yeah. There's some sort. Oh, you know what it is? You can see it right there. It's probably that's probably drainage, water. I don't know if it's sewer or if it's, you know, regular water delivery, but that's what that is there. Interesting. And you got some forms set up over here on the right side as well. I'm not sure what that is yet, but this looks really cool. I would love to see how this works. Like if you could get like a 3D image of this when it's done, and you can see how everything. I would love to see how things look when it's done, because it's all going to be covered in concrete eventually, so you have no idea what's happening below grade. But I would love to see something like that one day. I wish there was a way that we could see this, and I know there is, but we'll never see it for Downtown Disney. We'll never see it applied here. And then one more shot. Yes, this isn't the area next to the retail shops. This is the area to the right of Din Tai Fung, to the rear and right of Din Tai Fung as we view it from the Disneyland Hotel. And this is exciting, you guys, because they're going vertical here. You see that? They're going vertical, and it looks like the building is sort of angled. It's pointing, it's not parallel with Din Tai Fung. It's at an angle. It's like a 45-degree angle. Plus a very large surface being worked on over here that looks like almost sheathing, a layer of sheathing that they placed on the ground beneath it. I wonder what that is. And then there again, there's you can see the 45-degree angle there as we look at it closer up. The footings have been installed and the initial support, so this is going to be a substantial building. My bet is that this is the Earl of Sandwich. This is going to be a 3-level building. Lower level is going to be the quick service, Earl of Sandwich type stuff. Second level will be the tavern, the table service, and then the rooftop bar. And then here's a backside look at that same area. Okay, I went back and I double checked. That's not ground. That's the roof. Oh my god, you guys are probably freaking out on the other end of this video right now. I thought that was the ground. That's not the ground. That's the roof of that building. Because I was going to say, they had been already, we already seen them working on this. We've already watched them build. This is the restroom. I feel dumb now, but anyway, that solves that. Okay, let's go to Disneyland because I want to check out the Golden Horseshoe. It's been closed for a little while, and I didn't actually know what they were doing in here. I had no idea. But it turns out they put some new flooring in. I don't know if that's coming through in this shot because it's kind of a dark, solid color. But that flooring where the guests, where the tables are, that is new flooring at the Golden Horseshoe. There's a shot from the opposite side. I mean, it looks clean, it looks nice, it does look new and fresh, so I'm enjoying that quite a bit. I would enjoy it much more if they had a new stage show at the Golden Horseshoe, but this guy's really good. He's, he's been doing piano at the park for a really long time. Great piano man, plus he tells some fun dad jokes. So good to see that the Golden Horseshoe is back. You need that, you need those tables. You need space for people to eat. We've been, we miss that constantly at Disneyland. There's hardly ever enough places to eat, or places to sit and eat, I should say. And glad to see Golden Horseshoe's back. Glad to see the piano man back, enjoying himself. He really enjoys himself. I love this guy. Let's go to Tomorrowland and Space Mountain next to get an update on what's happening at Space Mountain. Everything looks to be about as we left it, though, last week. Scrim around the perimeter of the building, scaffold around the peak of Space Mountain. I had hoped or thought maybe it was possible that they would be done with that top part already and working on the lower part, but that does not appear to be the case as of yet. And I wish I knew why they felt the need to put that scrim up around that perimeter, because it does suggest that they are working on more than just the mountain. Paint and polish is my one and only assumption right at this point. And then, of course, the Flying Saucer is still under repair, the DVC kiosk down there. No idea what they're doing here as well. But it's been like this now for 4 weeks now? 4 weeks? Oh, here's a good shot from... This looks like the hub. Liz has captured the Space Mountain scaffolding from the hub. And here we got another one. We got Grandpa. This has got to be Grandpa. Look at that. All the little spires. So they haven't... I thought maybe they had done it already, but no, because they haven't done it yet. They're getting ready to. They're going to do the spires, the little peaks and everything there, are all going to get new paint and or power wash, pressure washed. Great shot. Let's go to Adventureland Treehouse. We had a great update last week where we saw that the fountain, or I should say the waterfall, was running. They were testing the water at the waterfall. I've heard reports that they were testing the water buckets here that are currently fixed and stationary, but they were testing the buckets in conjunction with the big bucket at the top. So the whole thing was working together. I don't know if they were doing it with live water or not, but that was being done. Today we're not seeing anything there. That thing up there, that that was working as well. But like last week, the left side appears to be done. The top appears to be done. We're just waiting for them for the finish. The lower right section of this treehouse, and then probably in the ground floor, obviously, which we can't see at all over the wall. And that's one of the few remaining things, really, is that staircase that he's working on there. And it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, he's putting in the actual steps We reported last week that all they had was the left and right sides of the staircase. And it looks like he is installing the actual steps that you would walk on to go down those stairs. The water's off. We're gonna pan left here, but the water was off. I just noticed at the waterfall. Yeah, see, there he is. You can see him actually placing there. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps at least already installed. So one at a time. Otherwise, yeah. I mean, we're almost there, guys. We're weeks away, tops. And all that, what she's covering here is looks like the water system, water delivery system, all that bamboo, tracking it around the different parts of the treehouse. There's the water wheel, not being tested. That's, yeah, when I'm going to lose my mind when I see that water wheel spinning and sending buckets of water up. Well, first you got to send the water down from the waterfall into the reservoir, where the water wheel scoops up the water, sends it up to the buckets, and then to the delivery system on the second floor or third floor, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to lose my mind. And I've also got to check this place out at night. I haven't gotten a lot of footage at night, but I understand there's all kinds of lighting effects happening in that tree. So maybe by next week we can do that, because I've got some night runs planned this week. Sent Liz on the Disneyland Railroad to see if there was a view of the New Orleans Square, you know, the Magnolia Garden situation and the fountain. And we can't see it, though, because construction is going to begin on this. Our expectation is going to begin in January after the holiday season. I don't, though. I think that they're going to have walls up. I mean, they're going to leave the train open, so you don't want to like make it too nasty. You know what I mean? But you can't. They're gonna have scum and scaffolding here. We're not gonna be able to see anything from here. We might be able to see the top of it, but we won't be able to see anything happening on the ground, I don't think, from the train station. Maybe right here, it would be cool if we could see what they're doing with, you know, the Fast Pass area back there. But these walls, I think this will be covered up in scrim and scaffold as well. Bummer. We'll stay on the train. Let's take a look at what's happening with Tiana's Bayou Adventure from here. And one thing that I've noticed in previous updates, but I've never mentioned it, is that they've cleared the path, they've demoed the concrete, and they've taken out all the little different thematic elements, except for that thing right down the middle that's creating the separation, that's splitting the path. So I have to assume that that's staying, which means that the queue is going to be, you know, pretty much the way it is here. This portion of the attraction will have the same sort of queue pattern. They are going to extend, they're going to build, I don't remember from the model, etc. They're converting the Fast Pass station into just more queue space. And they're actually, I think that's where the entrance is going to be. That entrance that we have over there, that's over there by the secret path, you're not going to be able to enter there anymore. They won't be running queue, I don't think, along the drop, you know, the drop viewing area. I don't think they'll be running queue down there anymore. They're going to hope to fit all that queue right here into this space. So I'll be curious to see how that develops over the next year. And that's actually a pretty good view. When we were looking at the Hungry Bear, which we'll get a look at later, we were looking at the sheathing. It's just around. I thought it was the whole area, but there's a cutout in this. You can see in this view. It's just on the left side and the top of that area that's been cut out. You know what? I like these views so much. Let's get on the Columbia. We can't get on the Mark Twain because it's closed, which we're going to talk about that again in a minute. But we'll get on the Columbia and see what we can see on all these different... There's the Treehouse, New Orleans Square Fountain, there's Tiana's Bayou Adventure, all visible from the rivers of America. So there's our look at the Treehouse. Not a lot to see from here, and you only get like a few seconds of decent view. And it's just that same guy installing the steps on that staircase. There's there's two. There's two guys working today. This is why it's taking them so long. There's two guys working. There's three. Okay, now we're cooking. Is that another guy? Is that the fourth guy? He's just checking his Twitter feed, though. Tiana's Palace. Actually, I don't mind. Hey, is that Tiana right there? That is Tiana. What a catch. I don't see a standby queue, so that's good. We're looking here to see what we can see again of the fountain area. This might be possible. Not from the Columbia though. We're a little too flat here, but you can see there's the fountain. It's a little too flat here. We need to get on the top deck of the Mark Twain to be able to see what they're doing. But I believe we're going to be able to see over whatever walls they put up here from the Mark Twain, which is good. That's a good sign. Although we have to go through these trees, apparently. Which I don't mind. Keep those trees. I'll look through them. Never touch them. Thank you very much. There you go. That's a good clean shot right there. Just for the moment. Man, I'm going to miss the Mark Twain. Because we're too low. We're too low, man. There's the Mark Twain. They're working on all levels. Everything. The whole boat has got scaffolding around it. And scrim. The whole boat. We'll get back to that. Again, I promise. Back to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. There's a look at all that destruction. Oh my gosh, you can see more steel. You can see more steel from here. Man, they are, as they say, down to the studs. They are taking this mountain. Down to the studs. What's going to be left of this thing, man? Well, the frame, obviously. And now we're all the way around to the Hungry Bear side. Back on the ground, get another look, a closer look hopefully, at Tiana's Bayou Adventure, at the mountain, Splash Mountain. We're going to have to get a closer look at this next week to see what more destruction they might have undertaken on that mountain. That was pretty hardcore that we saw from the Columbia, man. There's another look at the Mark Twain. The news that I've heard on the Mark Twain is 5 months. They're replacing all the flooring on the Mark Twain. It's going to be 5 months for it to be down. So, I mean, it's already been a couple weeks, so you're looking at maybe March? February or March for the Mark Twain. That's some serious undertaking. Lots to do at the Mark Twain, which is kind of a drag because I really depend on the Mark Twain for my construction work, so we're going to have to struggle along for quite a while trying to get shots of Tiana's, and it's gonna carry over into the Norton Square construction as well. For the first month or two, 3 maybe, of that construction progress, we're not going to be able to see very well. We're going to have to see from the Columbia only. Man, that's going to hurt. That's going to sting. Mark Twain is one of my fallback attractions. Anytime I'm looking for something to do, it's the Mark Twain. Meanwhile, same old, same old. The entrance to Tiana's. Things looking pretty standard back here as well. Looks like they've still got those holes dug into the side of that mountain up there. And here's something for you fans. There used to be a Splash Mountain penny press machine. It was actually here even after they closed it. But on recent visits we have found, or on this recent visit we have found that it is no longer the Splash Mountain penny press machine. It's just a standard 100-acre wood one. So hopefully you guys, for new fans out there, you got your Splash Mountain pressed pennies already, because you cannot get them anymore. Squirrel. Still can't tell what they're doing with those floodlights down there. There's that thing we just saw from the train. I thought that sheathing would extend down to the ground, but it's actually, that's pretty much it right there. That's above that fence line.
Guys, I'm gonna vlog a little bit. David says, have a little break in the construction, and that's what exactly I'm gonna do, because I really don't feel like being stuck far out of the grade, because it's like 3:30. It's only 30 minutes for Runaway, and it's been a minute, so let's do it.
Good timing, Liz, because there's big news coming out of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and that is that it's going to be taken off individual Lightning Lane, which is great, but it's going to be added to Genie Plus, which is not so great for standby fans. But I mean, it's still a net win for guests, I think. But look for standby wait times to get a little crazy at Runaway Railway. I'm expecting double. That's what I'm expecting. If it was 20 minutes before, it'll be 40 after. If it was half an hour before, it'll be an hour. Look for quite a few wait times in the hour plus range is my guess at Runaway Railway. Genie Plus is going to do significant damage to the wait times at Runaway Railway, and we're gonna definitely feel it. But it was the right thing to do, in my opinion. This attraction should not be on individual Lightning Lane. They should not be charging people $20 to beat the line on this attraction. I don't agree with that at all. So I mean, if I had to pick one, I would say put it on Genie Plus, even though it does do, a lot of damage to the standby queue. When I say damage, I mean, to the wait times. But this is a big deal. This is a really big deal. And we didn't talk about it, actually. We didn't mention it, but they're doing the same to Little Mermaid, to Ariel's Undersea Adventure at DCA, which is a dreadful decision, in my opinion. Dreadful. There's no reason to add Little Mermaid to Genie Plus. It doesn't need it. There's no reason to skip the line because the line is already 5 or 10 minutes anytime you go. So what are you skipping exactly? When you get the line skip at Little Mermaid, you're skipping practically nothing. It's one visit out of 10 will the line ever be more than 20 minutes. So, why Disney's doing this is obvious. Is because they want to sell more Genie Plus. But in this case, in the case of Runaway Railway, it wasn't Genie. It wasn't going from nothing to Genie Plus. It was going from individual Lightning Lane to Genie Plus. So, I never liked that, and I feel like they were missing out sales. For Runaway Railway, for Rise of the Resistance, it was costing them sales at Rise of the Resistance as well. And now that's an attraction that can absorb. Rise can absorb more Lightning Lane guests. It doesn't impact. Well, it does, but you're expecting to wait at Rise. You're expecting to wait an hour or 90 minutes for Rise. So the additional traffic you're going to get there probably won't even be noticed. By the way, stay tuned. I'm almost done with our Rise of the Resistance recon, and we're going to have a really fun video talking about that as well. But there's my wife enjoying her trip on Runaway Railway. These are nice little rhythm breaks in your construction reporting day because it takes about 5 hours to shoot this. We do all the B-roll for these reports in a single day, and we walk the entire park, obviously, both parks. We walk all of Disneyland, all of DCA. We go through every land, every attraction, and note and shoot everything that looks like it's, needs work, needs to be shot. So, take a break, have some fun, which she very clearly is here.
Okay, now back to work.
Indeed, and that's Donald Duck's pond still behind. Okay, this is going to be this way until they're done with Goofy's house, I believe. They have now just given up on any pretext of having Donald Duck's splash pad open anytime soon, summer included. Summer's over. So I'm going to guess this is going to reopen the same time that Goofy's Playyard does. Speaking of which, let's go over there. And it looks like they have finished the tile work, the brick pavers down there around the fountain. Looks complete. There's been some misunderstanding, I think. They're not replacing the grass everywhere, just the grass around the fountain. As you can see right here in Centennial Park, all the grass near the roots, they have not replaced that. The only grass that they're replacing was the grass around the fountain. The picnic areas, the one in front of Roger Rabbit and the one in front of Donald Duck's boat, those grassy areas are staying, as far as I know anyway. So I've been seeing that a little bit on social, where there was people saying they're replacing all the grass. It's not all the grass, just the grass around the fountain. Here's a close-up look at the fountain, and I don't see that they've made any progress in terms of reinstalling any of those features. But I gotta tell you, the fountain deserved a better showcase than it got. It's 1,000 times better, in my opinion, the look of things with those red bricks around it, as opposed to that cheap, ugly, fake turf that they had around there. So good for that. But there again, you can see the grass is still there in the actual play area of Centennial Park. So here we go, another close-up look. They need to get a leaf blower in there, but otherwise it looks about the same. They still haven't fixed the area around that tree. There's still, that area is still dug up. Although I wouldn't say dug up. Whatever top surface that they put on there around the tree has been taken out. They'll replace that, I'm sure. Oh, and Liz wanted to make sure we knew that all the dirt's gone in that staging area at the Disneyland Hotel parking lot. All the dirt's gone. And the actual Disneyland, the DVC tower, that structure, the mystery tower, the mystery building, has been demolished. That is gone. So there's zero mystery left in this area. Probably the last time we'll ever shoot this. Finally, before we quit, Schmoozies. Still not open. We'll leave that out there. That was supposed to be open early September. And now we're hearing it's not going to be open until mid-November. It'll be closed for a solid 3 months. What is happening at Schmoozies? Can we just ask that question one more time? What is happening at Schmoozies? That's a report this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more of these as we do these every single week, typically on a Monday. And then follow us on Instagram at _freshbaked, on X at freshbakedisney, that's fresh with no E, and on TikTok at freshbakedisney. If you like our show and want to show you support, please do consider joining our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/freshbaked. Otherwise, thanks again for watching, everybody. We love you. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. Fresh baked.